What's up, creepers and geekers? Chris, the Atari Creep. How's everyone doing today? Welcome to Milk and Cookies with the Atari Creep. A little segment I put together to get out a quick thought, pose a quick question. I don't feel needs a full 10, 15-minute video. Although I think this one might run a little bit longer than most of my Milk and Cookies. But that's okay. It's my channel. I can do it as I wish, correct? Okay, now that we get that out of the way, good. You understand the fucking rules here. So, I'm not really into online challenges. You see them all the time. Especially the more weird ones. Tide Pod Challenge, really? I mean, I know that's old now, but for fuck's sake, come on, people. And don't get me wrong, if you want to hurt yourself for my entertainment, via like Jackass or something like that kind of thing, far be it for me to say no. I will watch it. But you know what? At the end of the day, some of these challenges can be a little weird. Now, within our gaming community, we always have little challenges. Try to do this within a certain amount of time. This year, my goal is to do this. I'm going to challenge myself. Someone who comes to mind is my buddy PK over at PK versus the World, former PK's Retro Reviews, if you haven't been keeping up with him. He has a challenge to himself. It's just a personal challenge to only buy one video game a month. And that's it. That's all he's going to do. He's going to buy one game a month. He also has, I don't know if you call this a challenge, but where he opens sealed games that most people would probably freak out. And I think he just does it to get the blood flowing in some people's veins. And I'm okay with that too. That's awesome. But, again, I don't do many of these challenges, but I did set forth one to myself for no other reason than why not, right? It just felt right at the time, and I don't know where it really sparked. I mean, someone had mentioned it, and it was like, I bet you can't do it. And I was like, you know what? I bet you I can. Now, I know I puke on Nintendo a lot. I really do. I had an NES growing up. And a lot of my friends had Super Nintendo. So, I have a lot of exposure with it. I did grow up with it. I'm very nostalgic for it. But for some reason, Nintendo just bothers me. I don't know why. Maybe because they get all the exposure when it comes to this retro video game stuff. So, that said, with some small exceptions, as the title says, I am going on for the rest of this year what I call the NintendNO. No Nintendo all the time. There are a few exceptions to that, okay? What I have done, I've basically taken anything with a Nintendo name in my collection, and I've traded it off or sold it. Just gone. Regardless of value, regardless of attachment, just got rid of it. And I want to focus on the systems that I really, truly do feel passionate about. I mean, I like Nintendo and I love playing the games because they're great games. But I don't have a passion for Nintendo. And that's, I think, where we're coming from. I have more of a passion for the Sega products and, of course, Atari. And so I've been focusing, if you've been watching me on Instagram, focusing on Atari and Master System mostly. Been getting pretty lucky lately with a few games here and there. Mostly in trades. So I got rid of pretty much everything Nintendo on my shelf with a few exceptions. I have 2 Famicom games, and the reason I'm not getting rid of them, one was made for me. It's the Japanese version of Monster Party. I believe it's called Parody World. That never got released because of licensing reasons. They had a lot of intellectual properties within the game they just couldn't get the licenses for, or whatever the case may be. And I love Monster Party. It's such a weird game. So I had a buddy of mine, Johnny Mono, put together a reproduction Famicom cartridge of the unreleased ROM. And so I'm keeping that. And I also have that Pocket Games 120-in-1. I think it's 120-in-1. That has the extensive, I would say, top shelf list of NES/Famicom games. Should I get another Famicom player, at least I have a good library to start with, and I would only need a handful on the side anyhow. I still have my 3DS and a small stack of games. I have one Game Boy game that I'm keeping, Dr. Franken, only because I like making like little mini subsets, and I'm trying to do any Frankenstein game I can find, any Frankenstein themed game. So I'm hanging on to that, not necessarily to play. I have nothing to play it on. But supposedly there is a Game Boy somewhere in this house that my girlfriend had as a kid, and we just can't find it. But that's neither here nor there. And last, of course, and this is kind of cheating, but I have my Wii that Mr. Paku Paku set up for me a long time ago that has the NES emulator on it and pretty much the entire catalog. So should I feel that need to play Kung Fu, should I feel that need to play Super Mario Brothers or Wild Guns or whatever it is, I do have it. I even got rid of my Wavebird that I've been using for that to kind of stray me away from it. Yes, I can use the Wiimote, especially for NES titles, because the A and B buttons are right there. It will make the Genesis stuff a little tougher, and it will make the other systems a little tougher with the button layout. However, I've gone as far full tilt as I can, within my, I don't know what you would call it, as far as I feel comfortable with. I'm hanging on to a few things, but all my NES stuff, gone. Even a ROM hack I bought, that Freddy vs. Jason Donkey Kong edition, gone. I traded that for a couple of He-Man figures last week. Those ones in my Do Kids Still Play With Toys video. I'll put a link to that probably at the end of this. Maybe not. Maybe you have to go look for it. I don't know. But that's it. It's just a personal goal I have. No Nintendo for the rest of the year. I have been leaning towards getting a Switch, though. And the only thing keeping me from going Switch is I really want to play Friday the 13th. So when and if I have the money for a modern console, I got a little dilemma there. So maybe I'll stray away from the Switch for right now. And in my little, I guess, is it a challenge? I don't know. Call it what you want. But I'm going Nintendo free, for the most part, 90% free for the rest of this year to see if I can do it, first of all. If I come across some NES games that are dirt cheap, can I resist grabbing them? Maybe I'll grab them to trades for stuff that I want to collect. I don't know. Either way. So are there any little weird challenges that you pose upon yourself that's not necessarily an internet sensation challenge, but just something that you do for yourself? Like, I'm only going to collect Activision games this week, or, whatever it can be. Go ahead and leave that down below. Let me know. I'd be interested to know. And guys, go ahead and leave feedback. Thanks as always so much for watching. Thumbs up, thumbs down. All feedback's positive. Keep it real, guys. And until next time, take care.